Hollow Mart, a small-town grocery store, stood at the heart of the community for generations. It was a place where families shopped for their weekly groceries and neighbors exchanged friendly greetings. But beneath its seemingly ordinary facade lay a chilling secret that would forever haunt those who had experienced it. The tale begins with a young cashier named Emma, known for her warm smile and friendly demeanor. Emma was passionate about her job and loved helping the regular customers. However, one fateful evening, she encountered something that would change her life forever. It was a quiet night at Hollow Mart, and Emma was working the late shift alone. The store was nearly empty, with only a few customers browsing the aisles. As she scanned items at the checkout counter, she noticed a shadowy figure at the far end of the store. The figure appeared to be an elderly woman, dressed in outdated clothing and moving slowly with a shuffling gait. Emma thought nothing of it, assuming the woman was just another customer. But as the woman drew closer, Emma's smile faded, replaced by a growing sense of unease. The woman's eyes were hollow and vacant, devoid of any emotion. She approached the checkout counter without placing any items on the conveyor belt. Instead, she extended her trembling hand, holding out a single tarnished coin. Her voice was a raspy whisper as she repeated the phrase, "One for the road." Confused and unnerved, Emma tried to engage the woman in conversation, asking if she needed any assistance. But the woman only repeated the phrase, her eyes fixed on Emma with a chilling intensity. Emma reluctantly accepted the coin and completed the transaction. As the woman shuffled away, disappearing into the dark aisles, a feeling of dread settled over Emma. She examined the coin, realizing it was unlike any currency she had ever seen. It was cold to the touch, and strange symbols were etched onto its surface. Over the following weeks, Emma's life took a nightmarish turn. The elderly woman began appearing at Hollow Mart more frequently, always at night, and always with the same single coin. She would approach Emma, repeating the phrase, "One for the road," each time with a more desperate and haunting tone. The encounters with the elderly woman left Emma sleep-deprived and terrified. She tried to confide in her coworkers and even called the police, but no one could identify the mysterious woman or offer any explanation for her bizarre behavior. One fateful night, as Emma was locking up Hollow Mart, she felt an icy hand on her shoulder. She turned to find the elderly woman standing behind her, her eyes filled with an insatiable hunger. The woman's whisper had turned into a sinister hiss, and Emma knew she was in grave danger. In a moment of sheer terror, Emma fled the store, leaving everything behind. She never returned to Hollow Mart, and the store remained haunted by the haunting phrase and the chilling encounters with the elderly woman. To this day, the legend of Hollow Mart persists in the small town, a place where the boundary between the living and the supernatural is said to blur after dark. Emma's experience serves as a grim reminder that even the most familiar and ordinary places can become the setting for the most horrifying of encounters. In the heart of a quiet suburban neighborhood stood Oak Ridge Groceries, a place where families gathered to shop for their weekly essentials. For years, the store had been a beloved institution, but that all changed when an eerie incident unfolded, casting a sinister shadow over the community. The story begins with a young couple, Michael and Lisa, who were known in town for their love of cooking and culinary experimentation. They had recently moved to the neighborhood and were excited about exploring Oak Ridge Groceries, which had a reputation for its wide selection of fresh produce and specialty items. One sunny afternoon, Michael and Lisa decided to embark on a grocery shopping adventure. Armed with a shopping list they had found online, they entered Oak Ridge Groceries, their enthusiasm infectious. The list contained ingredients for an exotic recipe they had been eager to try. As they filled their cart with items from the list, they began to notice something peculiar. Each item they picked up seemed to weigh heavier in their hands, and a strange, unshakable feeling of dread settled over them. But they brushed it off as mere nerves and continued shopping. Upon reaching the checkout counter, the cashier, a friendly woman named Karen, examined their cart and the list. Her cheerful demeanor shifted to one of concern as she examined the list more closely. She asked the couple where they had found the list, and Michael explained that it was from a popular cooking website. Karen hesitated before revealing a chilling fact. Oak Ridge Groceries had never stocked some of the items on the list. They were ingredients that were either extremely rare or had never been carried by the store. She urged the couple to leave the cart and exit the store immediately. Confused and shaken, Michael and Lisa complied. They left Oak Ridge Groceries and drove home, their nerves frayed. That night, as they researched the strange list, they discovered that the website they had used was a fake, one that had recently appeared online, and was known for causing bizarre and unsettling incidents. As days turned into weeks, Michael and Lisa experienced a series of inexplicable events in their new home. Objects moved on their own, strange symbols appeared on their walls, and an oppressive presence filled the rooms. The couple's once happy home had transformed into a place of terror. Desperate for answers, Michael and Lisa sought the help of a local paranormal investigator. Together, they uncovered a chilling truth. The fake recipe website was linked to a malevolent entity that fed on the fear and suffering of those who fell victim to its cursed lists. With the investigators' assistance, they performed a ritual to banish the entity and cleanse their home of its influence. Slowly, the paranormal activity subsided, and the couple's life returned to normal. But the memory of their eerie encounter at Oak Ridge Groceries would forever haunt them. The incident served as a chilling reminder that the online world held dangers beyond scams and cyber threats. In this case, a simple grocery shopping list had become a conduit for malevolent forces, leaving a quiet neighborhood forever changed by a terrifying encounter with the unknown. Maplebrook Market, a quaint neighborhood grocery store, was a place where families gathered to shop for their daily needs. It was known for its friendly staff and warm atmosphere, but beneath the surface, a terrifying ordeal unfolded that left the community in shock. The story begins with a young woman named Emma, a cashier at Maplebrook Market. Emma was well liked by her coworkers and customers for her cheerful demeanor. However, her life took a nightmarish turn one fateful evening when she encountered a relentless and sinister presence. Late one night, as Emma was closing up the store, she noticed a man lingering in the parking lot. His disheveled appearance and vacant stare sent a chill down her spine, but she assumed he was just a lost customer. As Emma locked the front door and made her way to her car, she noticed the man was still there, watching her intently. Ignoring her unease, she got into her car and started the engine. As she pulled out of the parking lot, she glimpsed the man in her rearview mirror, his figure ominously illuminated by the dim streetlight. He began to follow her, driving erratically and tailgating her vehicle. Panicked, Emma sped through the deserted streets, hoping to lose the stranger. But no matter how fast she drove or how many turns she made, he continued to pursue her relentlessly, like a sinister shadow that refused to be shaken. Terrified and unsure of what to do, Emma dialed 911, explaining the harrowing situation to the operator. The operator assured her that the police were on their way and instructed her to drive to the nearest police station for safety. As Emma pulled into the police station's parking lot, the stranger's car screeched to a halt behind her. The police, alerted by her call, rushed to the scene and apprehended the man. He was arrested and taken into custody, his motives remaining a mystery. In the days that followed, it was revealed that the man had a history of stalking and had been involved in previous incidents. Emma's quick thinking and the prompt response of the police had likely saved her from a far more sinister fate. The incident left the community of Maplebrook Market shaken, as they realized that danger could lurk even in the most familiar places. Emma's terrifying encounter served as a chilling reminder that sometimes the most ordinary of settings can become the backdrop for horrifying and real-life horrors.